Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we are in the home stretch. V4's out, running clean. Again, this is pretty much an extenuation of what we saw on V3. We just had to make that hard for it to see the validator incentives. And as you guys can check out here, it actually looks really strong. So there's a couple of big things about this APR being really high that you've probably seen Brad or a few of the devs maybe mention at this point now. And one is, again, we want to make sure that there's a high reward so that people will come and run hardware. The other is that there's some of these interesting thresholds where we want to make sure that our reward is higher than the rewards for people doing similar tasks on other chains. So if you're running a validator on E2.0 or these other proof of stake chains, we want to make sure there's a high enough reward to try to be able to steal some of those users over and keep PulseChain rocking and have a big, resilient, strong, decentralized validator network. So having it up that high, again, I saw that it started around 35, seems like it's settling around 20, which if I remember correctly, that's what Brett and those guys were aiming for on some of their structures and some of the modeling that they were looking for. So 20% is solid. So that's gonna be great. That's exactly what we want to see. There's not much left to test, guys. We're gonna probably see some more rollout for PulseX. We'll see some of the updates there. Again, it's a simplified version, similar to the rollout that we saw on V3. So we'll probably, again, see some of that renditions roll out. There's a few other things in the background that we need to see completed before we sort of get in the, okay, launch could be any second. But we are running out of stuff to go over. Everyone should be very pumped up. We're seeing more and more and more discussion about this on more mainstream channels. We see Ivan, he's full tilt, excited about it. Ivan's a smart guy too. Besides being an influencer, he is, I think, slightly underappreciated by most communities who don't really watch his content about how just smart that guy is. And his team, Morales, they are doing a lot of cool stuff. They're going to be supporting PulseChain in a variety of ways, offering some APIs and some different source data that'll be helpful for a lot of teams. So again, that's a big step. You know, those kinds of outside influences and voices is going to be big. There's a big one that was dropped earlier from the Fresh and Fit podcast, seeing people talking about PulseChain being great.
What do the crypto guys think of Hex and PulseChain and the Flare airdrop from Coinbase?
I think, and we think, right, that PulseChain is pretty much one of the best opportunities out there right now for anybody who's absolutely brand new to crypto.
It's coming. You know, it's been a long wait for a lot of us. So to see after all of these things come through, to see the testnet up and rocking and rolling, to see so many other big influencers talking about it and feeling that rejuvenation, it's amazing for the community. So everybody should be really excited. It does not look like there's much more. I think when we see PulseX fully set up with all the features for staking, for the INC, for buy and burn, I think we're on a countdown phase from there. Now again, we don't know. I don't know. It's up for the big man to make the decision. But again, we're running out of things. So it looks really fantastic. Everyone should be getting their ducks in a row, looking through every last thing they have, making sure they're comfortable, playing with the testnet, throw up a little liquidity, any of these kinds of things. Again, we are in that home stretch. Now, for myself and a lot of third-party teams, remember that even though the testnet is up and they're ready to go, when they reset, it takes us time to get our hardware ready to go and get launched and get synced and all this kind of stuff that we've talked about a few times. So we're going to have some more information coming out later this week on our updates and releases on V4. And the next 2 weeks, we're going to have a lot of updates, a lot to talk about, a lot to be very, very excited about. So everybody, keep up the momentum. Do the one rule. Talk about PulseChain. Guys, get at me if you have any questions, concerns, emotional outbursts, comments. Let me know. I'll be happy to help, guys. Talk to y'all soon.